Could you tell me some story about your childhood?
Yes, I was raised in San Jose, California, which is just south of San Francisco. And my mother's family is from Scotland, and my father's from Germany. And my father's father ran a locomotive train from Strasbourg, France to Frankfurt, Germany for 50 years. All of my mother's family are theologians and educators from Scotland. And they migrated to the United States through Canada and then out to the West Coast in California. And that's where I was raised and went to school. I was very, very fortunate in that I had very positive parents who had a positive mental attitude, and they taught the same to myself. And that's the basis upon which the foundation of what we have in our SMI programs came from what I learned from my parents.
Can I ask what they were teaching about your education or the way of your living?
Yes. The main thing that I learned from them is what not to learn that was taught by the school system and by society just generally. They used to ask me when I came home from school, did I hear any negative things or anything, was I told anything that I could not do? And if I was told that there was something that you had to have a particular education or feel for, my parents would keep me up at night and condition me through affirmations that was not so. So I would keep a positive mental attitude. So I grew up believing that a person could accomplish anything if they had the right kind of belief, and if they had the kind of visualization, and if they were willing to work and accept personal responsibility for their own life. So I was raised to have initiative. I was raised to have self-reliance, and I was raised on the fact that if I had the desire and determination, I could accomplish whatever I wanted to accomplish. In one sense, you could break it down into three parts. I have a no limitations belief in a creator who made all human beings, and a no limitations belief in myself, and I have a no limitations belief in other people, and I have a no limitations belief in potentials and possibilities, or the combination of ideas. So I've been taught to relate the normally unrelated, or to see potentials and possibilities other people cannot see. And so I enter into every day without giving any kind of mental recognition to the possibility of defeat. If you attack each day that way or live each day that way, you are less judgmental. You can withhold judgment. You are a better listener. Your words and your tones and your actions do not contradict each other. You are understood. You are not misunderstood. And you're a healthier person physically, and you're more creative and more imaginative, and you can be more of a giving person because you have a good self-image. And I guess I was very, very disappointed as a late teenager when I saw the negative kind of conditioning in friends of mine, and the negative conditioning even in teachers who were trying to teach me. And then when I got out in the workforce, it was even brought home more forcefully that a lot of people are just, you're either the victim or the beneficiary of your heritage. And a lot of people, in most cases, are the victim because they've been conditioned to have a negative attitude, and they have a low self-image and low self-esteem. And I was just very lucky. I was raised to have a healthy self-image and high self-esteem. And so the things became very easy to do because I would take a more risk than most people would, because I have confidence that I can do whatever I set out to do.
So you think that it's not so necessary to have the school education?
Well, I have to correct that. I think it's very necessary that you have the education. I, 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 I would say there are very few people that have the discipline that it would take to become educated on their own. I don't think it's necessary to go to school, but I think it probably is for 99% of the people, because that's the way our system is structured in most countries in the world. And you most certainly need a college, a university degree in education to be accepted in most professions. You cannot practice as a CPA without a degree. You can't practice as a physician without a degree. You cannot practice as an attorney. You cannot be an engineer. You can be most of the professions. You must have an education in the public school system. I just chose to go into business, and so it was not necessary for myself. Several friends of mine told me that the only time they saw me happy or excited or enthusiastic was when I was talking to one of my clients or one of my fellow salespeople about what they could accomplish if they used their God-given potential. And I helped a lot of people work on their attitude, their personal attitude, and helped a lot of people work on setting goals, how to set and achieve personal goals. And the pastor of the First Baptist Church in Fort Lauderdale is the one who encouraged me to start Success Motivation Institute 25 years ago. And that's how I got to Waco, Texas. He had gone to Baylor University, and he...
I think that you try to bring your philosophy to business. Don't you think it's difficult to sell the philosophy?
No, I don't think it's difficult at all, because we have a system that we've developed over the years to market our programs, and they have been accepted very readily in countries around the world, not just the United States or Japan, but in over 50 countries in a total of 11 languages. And it's just as easy to sell our philosophy or concept in Paris, France, or in Germany, or the Scandinavian countries, or in Johannesburg, South Africa, or in Australia, New Zealand, in Brazil, in Central or South America, or any one of the continents. It's not difficult to sell the philosophy or the concept, because it's something everybody wants, everybody needs. Everybody has that potential they want to develop, and they're interested in ways and means and ideas to do that.
What is the SMI program for success? Can I ask about it?
Yes.
So how did you succeed by using this program? So anybody can reach each goal, or anybody can succeed by using these programs, do you think?
Yes. The program was made to be sold for an individual to use, and we teach a person how to set goals physically, mentally, spiritually, socially, financially, and with their family, and how to set short-range goals, long-range goals. A short-range goal meaning something that's immediate, intermediate goals, and then long-range goals, and then tangible goals. A tangible goal is something that you can see or possess or want, like a home or education. An intangible goal is a personality characteristic that must be developed in order to achieve a tangible goal. And our programs teach a person how to do that, and at the same time improve their self-confidence, improve their self-image and their self-esteem, and give them the courage to try bigger and better things than they ever have before. And that's done with two programs that we sell in Japan, the Dynamics of Personal Motivation and the Personal Success Planner.
Is there any know-how in SMI program for us to have our confidence?
Yes. It's impossible to start achieving goals without developing a success attitude, a success awareness, and a success habit. and it's the more things that you can accomplish, the more that you achieve, and the more goals you've accomplished, the more you believe you can achieve, and that's all a part of building your self-confidence. The more things you can do in the more areas of your life, the more self-confidence you have, because you're willing to try new things. I try new things all the time. Like, for example, this last year I went up on in the air balloon for the first time. I just went scuba diving the first time about 10 years ago, and just took up snow skiing about 15 years ago. But you don't mind trying new things because you've accomplished so many things in the past.
Do you think it's very difficult for the people who believe who don't have any confidence? Is it very difficult to succeed for them, those people?
No, it's not any harder. If a person is a complete failure, they can succeed. If a person has no self-confidence, they can succeed. It just takes a little bit longer. Our program will work on anyone if they will work on it long enough. Just the same as a drop of water will wear away a stone, or that the ocean will turn the shells into sand with enough time, enough repetition. It's just a matter of persistence. If a person is persistent long enough, regardless of what their past conditioning has been, they can become a success.
Okay. But I think generally it is believed that without sacrificing something or somebody, it's difficult to succeed or achieve the success. How do you think about it?
Well, I don't call it a sacrifice myself. I think it's a joy. It's because there's instead of the word sacrifice, it would be better to say there's a price to pay. Mm-hmm. There's a price to pay in discipline with your attitude, and there's a price to pay in hard work. There's a price to pay in commitment. You must make a commitment. There's a price to pay in dedication. In that regard, someone could construe or that can call that a sacrifice, but I wouldn't call that a sacrifice, because anytime you're working towards something that you want to achieve, it should be a joy. It should be exciting.
So, do you think we can achieve a success by using the SMI program without sacrificing family or other people?
Most certainly. In fact, you don't sacrifice family or anything. You enhance your relationship with your family, because you cannot become a success by yourself. If you develop a success awareness and a success attitude and a success consciousness, and you grow as a person and you have a healthy self-image, that's going to rub off on those around you. It will be infectious. It will be like osmosis, or it will encircle everyone around. Your wife will be exposed to it, your children, your friends, your family. Everybody will benefit.
So do you believe that